I recently started playing Minecraft again, but this time I was playing hardcore. I made it to day 80 on my last world before tragically dying in the end. But I wasn't about to give up, so I started again. Would I make it to 100 days this time? Stick around to find out. I had 3 main goals: survive 100 days, get OP armor and loot, and complete Minecraft by defeating the Ender Dragon. Before we could do anything, we had to chop down a tree. Next up, we needed some tools. For that, we needed a wooden pickaxe, one of the most useless items in the game. I made myself a stone pickaxe and axe, then proceeded to log some more trees because I wanted spruce saplings. 4 saplings were the perfect amount. I grabbed some coal and headed across the ocean in a boat. It turns out it wasn't an ocean and just a lake, but that was fine because I ended up finding some sugarcane and a pretty cool village. Look at this. What is this? I don't really understand. Is this meant to be a farm with nothing in it? Interesting. I stole everything of value from the village, including their bell and chests. I also found this really cool purple bed. Ooh. What the? Obsidian, another iron chestplate? As night fell on the first day, I decided to spend the evening in the village. The next day, I said goodbye and continued traveling. I found some intriguing looking plains and decided to explore them. There was a ruined portal which led me to a village. I once again raided the village and got nearly a full set of armor. There was a house at the top of the village that I decided to call home. So I emptied out my inventory and then went to bed. On the next day, I started my mine shaft. Due to previous experiences in hardcore, I just wanted to do strip mining and not find any caves. Turns out that's pretty much impossible. It took about 15 seconds until I found a cave. I lit up the cave to try and secure my safety and found some iron. Before I continued mining, I went back to the surface to smelt the iron and turn it into an iron pickaxe. I also set up a little bit of a farm outside of my house. I jumped back in the mine. Mining was slow and painful, and this was not helped at all by the underwater cave that I ran into. I honestly don't really understand the point in an underwater cave. Like, it's a cool feature and all, but it's just painful. Because we were now mining through deep slate, I went back to the surface to get a few more iron pickaxes with the iron that I got. I also crafted a bunch of stairs so that I could get in and out of my mineshaft quickly. There was one positive thing about the underwater cave. I found my first diamonds. We continued mining until I hit the bedrock level. Then I went back up to the iron level because I did not have enough iron. Not to mention deep slate takes a little bit too long to mine. Can't have too much coal. We're a big supporter of the coal industry in this world. I was extremely sick of villagers busting into my home. I know I technically stole it from them, but still. So I made it impossible for the villagers to get in. On the next day, I started to do a little bit more farming, planting seeds and sugarcane. I also found this trapped villager, so I decided to keep him there. I didn't have a whole heap of food, but fortunately I did have some potatoes that were growing and could already be harvested. These villagers love it in here. I think we should cage all Speaking of cages, I decided to build one for some animals. I needed cows and sheep. While waiting for the wheat to grow, I went back down into the mines to start looking for some more diamonds. This actually didn't take very long, surprisingly. Having found a decent amount of diamonds and not having a whole heap of iron to go mining with, I returned to the surface, where some wheat had finally grown. This meant that I could now capture some cows and sheep. While I was looking for some cows, I actually stumbled into another village. The village had a farm in it which provided me with some carrots. I also stole their bell. On the way back to my village, I found this cool zombie spawner in the side of a mountain. It might turn out to be useful for some XP. Oh yes, I like this. Oh, more of you belong in here, to be honest. It turns out there was some cows in the village anyway, so I just grabbed them and put them in my new enclosure. Oink oink, or whatever these things make. Moo, that's the one. The saplings I grabbed at the start had turned into a large tree, so I logged it. I now had enough wheat to breed my animals for the first time. We don't need that. Also, I feel like standing on this should really hurt, you know? I was running critically low on iron, so I jumped back into the mines. I found a little bit of iron and a few diamonds. Bro, I went all the way down there to mine diamonds, and then there's just some diamonds right here. Like, why? Bruh. With the pickaxe broken, I had to go back to the surface to craft a new one, when I spotted something. Bruh. This tree looks inappropriate. It's 2. But 2's better than 1. I got a little bit more iron and then returned to the surface. I was sick of being in the mines all the time. Only animals that can breed get fed. See, look at these villagers. They just keep on wandering in here. I don't know why. Because most of the villagers had trapped themselves in this cage, I decided to make a village breeder right here. Oh, these guys love breeding. I mean, they just can't get enough of each other. Construction on the village breeder meant I had to get some glass so that I could observe the villagers breeding. I don't know if that's creepy, but those are the rules. I placed the glass around the villagers, fully trapping them, and then put a roof on my construction. I lit up the inside of the room to stop zombies spawning and freed the villagers. On the outside of the room, I began construction on the villager trafficking center. I didn't name it that. That was my stream chat, I swear. Essentially, the goal was to trap villagers individually so that I could assign them to separate trades. I created a long sort of trading hall shape here and then filled it out. I finished off the structure with a roof and a little bit of detailing. With the main construction completed, I did a little bit more farming. We extended the wheat fields and the sugarcane. For some reason, my stream chat wanted me to hit a villager. Are you happy now? He's running off. He's crying to his mother. The next project I wanted to work on was an iron golem farm. I wanted to build this relatively close to all my other farms so that they would be loaded in at all times, increasing my iron golem production. This was a very basic farm, but it still took a while to complete. See, I don't need... oh my god. I had to transport 3 villagers to the farm. This was quite a painful process, but we got there eventually. And there we go. You're all trapped. I finished off the rest of the farm and then waited for the night to fall. I needed to find a zombie with armor on so that they didn't despawn. This would scare the villagers into creating the iron golems. Spawn another one for the clip. Come on. Minecraft. Spawn another one. Oh god. Oh, not like that. With the golem farm completed, I set about reworking my sugarcane farm. That's so much neater. Look at that. Let's take a look at the iron. 21. Not bad, not bad. 10. Not bad. Look at that. All without mining. We did farming and we got that. That's good. We also finally had enough carrots to finish off the village breeder. Oh yeah, the perfect amount. That makes me happy. Up next on my agenda was turning the zombie spawner into a quick XP farm. I followed a tutorial, the link will be in the description. We needed this XP farm in preparation for what was to come next, because we were about to do villager trading. First up though, I did a little bit of farming. I nearly feel bad for all these cows. You might be wondering why I just committed genocide to my cows, and the reason is we needed books for bookshelves to make lecterns. This is an essential block for trading with the villagers. Bruh, what are you doing here? Get out. We have a baby. Finally. I had a problem with my iron golem farm that it would sometimes break and require fixing. This was very annoying. It's working again. Oh, I just missed the sound of suffering. I mean, what? Can you just leave me alone? Like, go harass someone else. Because I had so many hungry animals to feed, I needed a way to make wheat farming a little bit easier. So I did the only thing that I knew how to do and followed another tutorial. Could this be considered animal cruelty in here? That's slightly less cows now, isn't it? I'm actually kind of proud of this. I came up with this on my own. I know it's not in the best spot, but look, it's free bone meal. It's free bone meal. With the villager trafficking center in full swing, it was time to start getting some emeralds. For that, we needed to log my large tree. The reason we needed wood was to craft sticks and trade them for emeralds. I hear a villager dying. No, don't worry about that. The issue was that villagers would grow up down here and if there was too many of them, they would suffocate, which didn't really concern me. We got a large amount of emeralds. We also got a decent amount of paper. Both of these would be crucial for trading. Before getting the enchantments that I wanted though, I decided it was probably a good idea to protect the villagers in case any zombies decided to attack. I built a perimeter wall around the villager trafficking center. I don't really like how this looks. Oh, don't worry about that hole. Don't worry about it. There is definitely not a cave right under this suspiciously flat piece of dirt here. I made the entrances with iron doors which zombies cannot break. I think I also want like an exit down here, just in case I come from the back for some reason. That could be interpreted badly. In case I come from behind. Actually, this just doesn't sound right. The villager trafficking center now looked a lot less like a market and slightly more like a compound. Bro, well, what is this? Ah! Why are they everywhere? It's daytime. Can you all like despawn or something? No, I don't want to deal with this. And then it began, the long grind to find the enchantment books that I wanted. Honestly, I spent way too long doing this. At least we finally got some decent enchants. There was also a punishment for villagers that didn't want to give me good trades. Don't worry about him, child. He's fine. He loves the water, actually. Now that I had several decent enchantment books, I needed an anvil so I could combine the enchantments. Also, the wheat had finally grown, so I was able to demonstrate my farm. The first and most important things to enchant were some diamond tools. So I got to work on making an axe and a pickaxe. To take a quick break from all the enchanting madness, I created an automatic carrot farm. Then it was back to logging trees and trading emeralds. I would log trees, trade sticks for emeralds, go back to logging trees, and trade more sticks for emeralds. This whole process took several hours. My brother then suggested I trade iron for emeralds. This turned out to be a really big waste of my time, at least to start with. The problem was that I needed a level 2 armorer. To upgrade the armorer, I would use either coal or emeralds. It turns out I'm just really unlucky. Every time I upgraded to level 2, they wouldn't give me the correct trade. I got desperate and started using my emeralds to try and upgrade the villagers. That didn't go very well. You want to trade with me, good sir?
Just know that if it's the wrong trade, this is what happens to your friend.
You see what happens, bro? You see what happens? Eventually, though, we did get a villager with the correct trade. Because I wasted so many emeralds trying to upgrade that villager, I had to go back to logging trees. I'm sick of this guy on my damn farm. You're really gonna spit? Okay, I see how it is. No one saw anything. Now that I had pretty much all the enchantment books I needed to upgrade my gear, I needed more diamonds for armor. It's a good thing I had a fortune pickaxe. This did not take me very long. We created the armor pieces and began enchanting, when I realized I needed many more levels. So I spent the next few hours just sitting at my mob farm and getting levels to enchant my armor. Pimpin', bro. Look at me. We're going exploring. Let's find a raid tower. Yay. This is actually a perfect location. It's not that far away and we have a village right here, which means we can use villagers for the raid for... I like it. I like it. Having found a raid tower near a village, I started creating my first raid farm. This is a pretty simple design. I just had to create a large flat area and a 10 by 10 hole. For a full tutorial, a link will be in the description. I needed crimson wood gates to finish the farm. This meant I had to enter the nether. Because I was already going to the nether, I crafted a bunch of beds so that I could look for some ancient debris. We had a pretty decent nether spawn. I was able to get the wood I needed straight away. For those of you who don't know, the best level to get ancient debris is level 5, so I started mining down. Oh, well, let's not go that way. Once we got to the right level, I started placing beds and blowing them up, hoping to expose some ancient debris. First bit of ancient debris, yes, let's go. That's why, kids, you always mine around. Once I ran out of beds, I returned to the overworld with my first pieces of ancient debris. I smelted these down and created the netherite ingot. With my first piece of netherite, I decided the most important thing was to upgrade my pickaxe. One netherite pickaxe wasn't gonna be enough. I was hungry for more. So I filled up my inventory and returned back to the nether. It thought it could hide. This netherite really thought it could hide. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. We used up all the beds and found another 13 ancient debris, which equals 3 more ingots. I upgraded the rest of my tools as well as my chestplate. At this point, I couldn't be bothered doing any more netherite mining, so I went back and finished my raid farm. Let's go get me a villager. Hello, good sir. Oh god, oh god. We don't worry about that. It's a bit of an interesting sight, isn't it? No. As soon as they get a job, they're trying to quit. With the villager in his new luxury accommodation, the farm was complete. All I needed to do now was kill a raid captain. Run back to the farm and start getting my loot. The last pillager got stuck on an unopened gate. I killed him and finished the raid. I now had plenty of totems and felt a lot safer. It was time to go back to the nether and get some more netherite. I found enough ancient debris to finish upgrading all of my stuff. Well, except my helmet, but we could do that at a later date. Feeling confident that I could take on the world, I wanted to go back into the nether to get all the stuff I needed to find the end portal. Personally, I find exploring the nether extremely scary. Even with all my good loot, I was being very cautious. We found a fortress and I immediately got started on trying to find the blaze spawners. Ooh, yeah. More diamonds. With looting 3 on my sword, getting these blaze rods didn't take very long at all. 44 blaze rods should be enough. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa, 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 where'd you guys all come from? Holy... Once I fought off the Piglin Mafia, I was able to get back to the overworld, where I crafted beds and immediately went back to the nether. This time I was going to get the last bit of ancient debris I needed to upgrade my helmet. I'm ready to fight the Ender Dragon now. The very next day, the search for the stronghold began. I brought all the equipment that I needed to defeat the Ender Dragon so that I didn't have to return home. I also brought some obsidian so that I could create a nether portal straight away so I didn't have to travel as far when I wanted to come back in the future. Once we were in the stronghold, all I had to do was find the portal room. It took forever. Once I found the portal room, I built a staircase all the way back to surface and then built the nether portal so that I could quickly come back anytime that I wanted to. Here we go. Are we scared? I'm scared. We spawned in a safe position underground. I had to dig up and take out the towers before I could kill the Ender Dragon. The Ender Dragon did yeet me off a few towers. Luckily, I had Feather Falling 4. With all the towers taken out, I was now able to kill the dragon. I critted out with my sword and finished it off with my bow. My last major goal before I hit 100 days was to get an elytra. So I headed through the portal and started looking for some end cities. The first one I found didn't even have an elytra, but I still wanted to get some of the shulker boxes and the loot. Eventually I did find an end city with an elytra. I cannot explain to you how happy I am that I found this. Finally. We fought our way through the city and finally grabbed that elusive elytra. On my way home, I actually found 2 more end cities with elytras, so I grabbed those as well. Finding a portal to take me back to the main island actually took a long time. In total, I think I spent about 4 hours in the end. We done. Day 90, we finished the game. When I got back to the house, I immediately crafted all the shulker boxes that I could and put mending and unbreaking on my elytra. For the last 10 days, I just focused on making a creeper farm because I needed gunpowder for fireworks and TNT. Mainly fireworks so I could fly around with my elytra. We have pretty much everything we need to succeed in the world now. Let's take a look at what we've accomplished. It doesn't look that impressive yet in 100 days, but it's all about progress. And just like that, the sun's setting on day 100. What can we achieve in the next 100 days? You might have noticed I didn't actually build myself a base, so maybe we'll get that done in the next 100 days.